Hey guys, we're today here at Mary Madison, who is the Buttonwood Queen. We're in Lake Placid, Florida, walking around her nursery looking at all kinds of buttonwoods. I'm going to ask a couple questions of Mary. Mary, you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Oh, well, I'm Mary Madison.
The Central Florida Bonsai Club decided to take a field trip down to Mary Madison's nursery. From my place in Orlando down to her, it's about 100 miles. 100 miles with these guys. Guaracha. And that's me.
There goes the OBT.
And there's Matt.
Hi.
Say hi, Matt.
We over here.
The trip is all the way down Highway 27. It's a lot of orange groves. This is where a lot of the orange juice that you guys drink in the morning comes from. Mary Madison is known as the Buttonwood Queen. Her collecting prowess is known throughout the entire United States and probably even the world. Here's just some of the things in her nursery. Enjoy the views of these twisted, old, tortured trees.
My nails will never be clean again.
So first question, it's the stock question that everybody asks. How did you get started in bonsai?
When I was real young, we took a field trip, and it was only like the third grade of school, and these people had lived in Japan, and they had a lot of artifacts from Japan, and I fingered a jade bowl and just fell in love with it. Even in the third grade, I knew that I loved anything Asian.
Cool.
And that's how I started. And then my boyfriend was sent over to, well, it was for the invasion, but then they dropped the atom bomb and he didn't get in on it. So they kept him over there, and he had to work at a prison camp over there. And he would send me presents from Japan and pictures, and I knew where I was, what I loved. Both of them.
I've never heard that story before.
That's one I keep secret.
Not anymore.
Yeah, not
Not
anymore.
anymore. Not anymore.
Okay, so what are your two favorite trees for
Oh,
bonsai?
well, Buttonwood is my favorite, and then cypress trees.
The bald cypress?
Bald cypress.
So those are the two that you're famous for.
That's my
Yeah.
two favorite trees.
So that brings us up. You are probably, along with Dan Robinson, you and he are probably the best collectors from the wild in the United States.
Well, I took him out in the Everglades.
Yeah, I've seen his book, and
Yeah.
he loves that tree.
Oh, we had such a good time. It was so cold that day, and that water was,
Yeah.
it was icy. But we had a good time
So what's the best time to collect cypress?
in the winter.
In the wintertime?
The cold days when it's really cold, and then pop them up, and by April they should be leafing out.
Okay. And how about Buttonwood?
Buttonwoods, hottest day of the summer
Hottest day of the summer.
is the best time, and with buttonwood, you can't overwater them. You just keep them wet. If you don't get around to potting them, just put them in some water, and they'll keep on growing.
So how many buttonwood? You are the queen of the buttonwoods. How many do you think that you have collected over your lifetime?
To guess, but up into the thousands.
I have been, I can attest to that. I have been up into Ohio, and I have seen your trees in Ohio. I heard a story once. Doug Hawley.
Yeah,
he has your Bacida that you that came over on a cigarette boat. Is that right? He told me that story.
Yeah, it came over on a race boat.
On a race boat. It was all legal, right?
Oh, it was legal. They didn't catch us.
They didn't catch you. There you go.
And they were even on our boat. They even boarded our boat.
Really?
And all they asked us, do you have any Chinese? And we said no. We didn't have any Chinese. We had a lot of booze and trees, but we didn't have any Chinese.
Here's an old Bacida spinosa. It's huge. This is an Australian pine. It's not really a pine, it's a casuarina. Okay, so throughout all the time you've been doing bonsai, who's your favorite bonsai artist?
John Naka.
John Naka?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like to hang out?
And Mr. Kimura.
Mr. Kimura?
Mr. Kimura and John Naka. Those two are my favorites. And then Ben Oki is there too. But they all influenced me so much.
What's your best story you can give us from John Naka?
I'd hate to tell you.
You'd hate to tell me?
There's a lot of stories about John. He had such a good personality, and he was really funny, but I won't tell any stories.
But we need to know these stories. They're lost to time.
I'll write him down after I'm dead.
Okay.
I've got a lot of letters from him, too.
Really?
That I can show you.
You can publish those.
Later.
Later, okay. Later. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. You don't get in on it.
Okay, so what do you think, and this is the last question, so what do you think the future of bonsai?
Oh, it's getting better all the time. Every show you go to, you see new things and new ideas, and people are going out not staying with the traditional style. Mm-hmm. They're going out and doing their thing, you know, and that's good. It's new ideas in bonsai, and I like that.
Anybody you think we should be looking at? Who's
Adam. Right here.
There you go.
No, there's a lot of new people that are coming up in it, young people, and it's really good to see the younger people, you know, going into it and learning it, because all us old guys are dying off. But we're trying to keep it going and
I think you're going to outlive a lot of us. Show us your muscle.
Oh no, I don't dare. It's embarrassing. They're too big. I used to shake hands with some men and they'd say, "Oh, it hurts."
Yeah, with some of the guys in bonsai, I can see that.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah. Not me. I have a big hand. This is Mary's pond cypress. I was at Epcot a couple years ago. There's probably no tree like it in the world. She also collects other things besides buttonwoods. This is a sea grape. Here's some smaller trees that she keeps inside the fence. These are probably the creme de la creme. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this short little interview with Mary. And,
I'm sorry that I'm a little wild, you know, but give me a hug.
See you later, guys.
Well, you know we're not done yet. We have to show all the goodies that we got. Here's the tree that Jose got. It was his idea to come to Mary's. He's very happy. Here's Guaracha with his tree. He's very proud of it. And then this is my tree. Let's do a little work on my tree. A little cleaning and pruning and whatnot. This is all dead wood. This is black here. The living vein is here. Here. Up to the top, all the way to here. This is pretty much dead and it'll probably have to come off. It's not very strong. It almost looks like man thing or a swamp thing, like a comic book character. So it kind of looks like a cascading waterfall. It's going to be a pretty cool tree. It's going to take a wire brush and clean up some of these deadwood so we can see it a little better. I don't think I'll put any lime sulfur on now. I'm also going to fertilize it heavily, even though we're coming into winter time. I want this to grow. It needs to grow. If it doesn't grow, it's going to stagnate and I'll lose a lot more branches here. The color's a little off. It's going to be a trick. It's going to be hard to get it to green up before summer or before winter begins. Now, as far as pruning, I'm going to cut off a lot of these old leaves, saving the petioles, of course, but I'm going to leave that terminal bud. It's important. I want these branches to elongate. I don't need back budding yet. I need branches to actually wire that have some vigor to them. So by cutting off all of these older light colored green leaves, first it'll push new leaves to grow. New leaves are a little bit better at photosynthesis than the older leaves, but it will also extend the energy to the growing tip, and that will give me vigor and longer, thicker branches. And there we have it. A couple of beauty shots for you. I'll be sure to do an update when I do finally style it in the springtime or summertime. I put lots and lots of fertilizer on it. It's going to go out into the full sun. When it gets cold, I need to protect it. Lots and lots of water. Like Mary said, buttonwoods, they live on the shoreline, so they need lots and lots of water. I'd like to thank Matt Shearer for being the videographer when I was interviewing Mary. Thank you very much, Mary. You are a sweetheart. Thanks to the Central Florida Bonsai Club for accompanying me down to Mary's place. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.